you to Rayleigh Farm and Field, and want to tell you what we're going to do today. We're going to plant some Hastings prolific corn, and we're going to plant it with this 59 Farmall 140 that you've seen it many times before, and we're going to use this old tractor, and we have the other 140 that we've been working on behind it. I'll show it later running when it comes time to cultivate. We're going to put cultivators on that tractor and leave them on it, and we're going to leave the planter on this one. And some of you have seen the little 350 utility. We use this a lot. I plant with it with a Ford planter, and we're going to video it in a week tilling up the garden with an old PTO tiller. I wanted to show you this. I don't know that you've ever seen this before over here. This is our Mahindra 5555. It's got a front end bucket, and this is what we do all of our heavy work with. I pull this big heavy brown disc behind it, and this is what we break up our land with. You know, for new ground, we'll plow it with a bottom plow, and then probably every year after that, we'll prepare the land with this big brown disc. I've about worn the disc off the front. I've got to replace them after this season, put new disc on it. But I can't tell you how much I like the Mahindra tractor. And I love John Deere's. I love Case Internationals. I love the Ford New Hollands. I like all tractors. But this Mahindra, horsepower to horsepower, is a much heavier tractor than most other tractors. I love the Mahindra, and I just can't praise it enough. It's been our workhorse. But let me show you this little Farmall right here. Again, this is a 59. It's the one that you've seen before, and we farm here. We're a seed company, and we probably don't do the most professional films like some of the other people on YouTube. But Kathy and I run a seed company, and we paint these with cans, Rust-Oleum International Red implement, and I paint them not to make them look like a showpiece, but I paint them to protect the metal. And we haven't painted the one in the back, but this is an old farm tractor, and we use them all. But I wanted to show you this tractor. It has the old original planting unit that came with it, the little belly planter. And what we're going to do today, we're going to load this up with some fertilizer in the hopper, and the seed handler over here, it's got two sections on it. It's a little duplex planter, and one side says corn and the other side says beans, but we're going to use the corn side, and we're going to plant some Hastings prolific corn. I believe Hastings prolific is one of the best corns south of the Mason-Dixon line that you could plant to feed your family. Now, we sell a lot of Hastings. We sell Jimmy Red. We were some of the first people to the market with Jimmy Red. I love Jimmy Red. But if I had to pick one corn, it'd be hard to pick between Jimmy Red and Hastings prolific. But let's see if it'll crank. I haven't cranked it in a while. Let me turn the gas on. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go shell some Hastings prolific corn. We're going to get it out of our corn crib and shell it and go plant it across the road. But before we do that, I want to invite you to go to some other channels. There's a friend of mine in South Carolina, Joey. He has JT West. It's JTWES what a fantastic website if you want to learn about a Farmall 140, implements, anything you want to learn about a Farmall. Joey can tell you, and I kind of like to see different tractors at different times, and but he's a good guy. You know, another place to go is Alabama Tractor Pickers. If you need parts, or if you want to learn a little bit more, friends of mine, Chase and his grandfather, Larry Gamble, have Alabama Tractor Pickers. You can get anything you need there. It's a little south of Birmingham. I get all of my parts there. They're great, great people. There's another site I like to go to. It's Farmall 51. I've never met this young man. He seems to be a real nice guy, and he's got a great website. So there's places you can go to learn more about tractors, and we'll try to help you any way we can here too. There's another place I want you to go to. If you love homesteading, and if you love farming and gardening, you've got to go to Farm Hands Companion. Farm Hands Companion. My good friend, Paul Mack, operates that, and he's a heck of a guy, good, godly man, and what a great website he has. So if you want to learn how to build gates the old-fashioned way, or wood shingles, or building a chicken house, anything to do with a small farm or homesteading, and if you want to learn history about how old farms, especially in the South, evolved, go to Farm Hands Companion. So now we're going to go plant some Hastings prolific corn, the corn that I believe saved the South during the Depression. And we're going to go plant that, so we got to go shell it first, and then we're going to load it in this Farmall. So y'all come along with us and let's go plant some corn. Well, this is our corn crib, and I built this with a friend of mine many years ago, and I want to show you what we do a lot of our shelling with is with this old International sheller. Roger Riggs in South Dakota gave me that several years ago. But we store all our corn in the corn crib here. We have a small hand sheller inside, and we have a piece sheller. And another day we'll give you a tour inside, but what we're going to do today, we're going to use this old International sheller and shell some Hastings prolific corn, and then we're going to take that and plant it. But how it works is this old International, here's your hand crank, and you just get this thing turning and you drop your corn in here, and the cobs come out on this side. And what I do, I usually take a little basket or a bucket and put it over here for the cobs to fall in, and your seed comes out in the box there. So let's take a look at this and see how it works. So that didn't take long, and look what we have. I mean, in just under a minute, you've got a lot of seed there. If you wanted to make grits or cornmeal out of this, you could do that. But this is how I clean my seed. Normally I use a fan, but we've got a good wind today, and I'm gonna let the wind clean the seed. See all that dust and everything coming up off of it? And I do it a couple of times. a lot cleaner this time. Look how clean that seed is now. That is Hastings Prolific. We're going to use triple 10 today. I normally use triple 13, but we did a soil sample not long ago and our soil is real healthy. So I'm going to cut back on my N a little bit. Getting old. He's 14 years old. We went duck hunting last year. And I shot a duck. He went out to get him and he almost drowned. Don't bite me, stop. He almost drowned. I had to go get him. And then we were both wet. We had to come home when I got wet. But he's 14 years old and good boy. We've got a hopper full of seed. We've got fertilizer, and I want to show you again, and you've seen this before, but some of you may not have. Your fertilizer comes out, and I put my fertilizer, a lot of people, the original way would drop it in the row right there where the seed is, and I just don't like doing that anymore. I have burned some seed that way, and so what I drop mine about 3 or 4 inches to the side of where the seed's being planted, but your fertilizer comes out of this hose, drops next to the row, then this wheel back here, this wheel covers it up. Now I made some adjustments this year to my planter. My wheel was a little too deep and I was planting my seed a little too deep. I'll raise that wheel up a little bit and we're going to see how if we get a better germination this year. But so let's crank this thing and go plant some corn.